I got a motion and a support to approve the minutes from the regular city council meeting of September 9th, 2025. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. We have no correspondence tonight. City managers' reports, the departmental reports from August 2025. Any questions? All right, seeing none, we'll move on to the consent agenda. All items listed under the consent agenda are considered routine by the City Council and will be enacted by one motion. There'll be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member so requests, in which event the items will be removed from the consent agenda and added to the regular agenda at the end of unfinished or new business. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Support.
I got a motion and support to approve the consent agenda tonight. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Call to the public. I'll read the rules to the call to the public. They are as follows. The public shall address the council during the call to the public, which shall be included on the agenda immediately after correspondence and again immediately after new business. The first call to the public immediately after correspondence shall be limited to agenda items only. A person shall not address the council in excess of 5 minutes unless the time is extended by a majority vote of the council present. Persons wishing to address the council shall identify themselves and their place of residence and shall state their reasoning for addressing the council, and all comments by the public shall be made directly to the council. Do we have anybody for the first call to the public? Agenda item only. Seeing none, we'll move on. We have no unfinished business tonight. We have no new business tonight, so that moves us to the second call to the public. The rules are the same as what I just read, with the exception of it can be anything you want on your mind. So I'll open the second call to the public. Step up.
Hi, my name is Judy Solinsky, and I live on in Loon Lake Woods, and I've been here for about 16 years. Last time we were here, the seniors came, and we were trying to air our concerns. And I want to apologize that we left early because we didn't know that you would respond. We've had many times where we've asked for things and not got any response. So we were surprised and appreciative because we did go back and listen to it. These shirts are from our soccer, our volleyball. And our woman that took care of us said, this is to encourage us. So it's only our reinforcement of our group. Now, we've had some difficulties since we had the meeting. We've got a new person and things are declining. People are thinking about leaving because everything's being stripped from us. They're getting rid of a lot of stuff. We've heard that they wanted to get rid of us. People say no, but actions speak louder than words. A lot of our things have been taken away. We talked about our donations. They still haven't been enacted at any point, and they say they're messy. There's nothing hardly at all in the senior center, in the lounge, that identifies that we even exist. They've taken away most of our things. They emptied one of our cabinets with no counsel with us at all and took away some of our things. We had cards, greeting cards that we take out and give to sick people and just take, and we donate and things. And they've been sidetracked. We have a knitting group that comes in. That has to be taken away. There's no, we can have it, but we can't have any equipment. And our things disappear. No cell phones in there now. We're old. People are always getting calls from doctors. Their kids want to know where they are. They call. We try to keep it quiet, and we go into another corner and try not to disturb anything. And if we have a speaker, we don't do that. So we try to be very considerate. And we're a very caring group. And we're being treated like second graders, reprimanded like, well, things will change because you have a new teacher, and it's like, this is a business, and you guys have to know it's a business. And we've been told this isn't a business. This is our social group, our ability to get out and meet people our own age and socialize. But we're being told we can't do anything. Nope, nope, nope. And on Monday, we were actually threatened, they said, there will be consequences on Wednesday. Very irate, and we tried to say something and we're just shut down, and now we're saying we don't communicate. We don't know what to say because everything we say is a no. Our volleyball wasn't on next week, so someone asked, well, we'll consider it, but no one got back to us. I mean, things like this are making us feel like everybody wants to leave. This is our community, and now we're losing it. And there's other senior centers out there. I mean, even during COVID, we shut down for 3 years. Most of them were hardly shut down for a year.
1 minute.
Sorry. We just want some reassurance that you're hearing us, or tell us no, because these people can't handle the stress. They come in and they're browbeaten, really. Every time I go in there, somebody is complaining to me. And I just want us to have a nice organization that we can go to and enjoy ourselves. Thank you.
Anybody else for the second call to the public? Seeing none, I'll close the second call to the public. City Manager's comments. Assistant City Manager Benson.
Good evening, Mayor, members of City Council. Just a couple quick things. Block party was held this Saturday. I unfortunately couldn't attend, but my understanding is many of you did, and I heard it was very well attended, so I just wanted to give a shout out to the DDA for a job well done, and specifically Councilmember Sharp, I heard you emceed very well.
Oh, thank you.
And one other note downtown is if you haven't seen it, the mural is underway in the on the alleyway project, so if you're curious to see how that's going, I encourage you to stop by and take a look. The last thing I'll mention is just good to see you, Mayor Beagle. Missed you, and glad to see you here.
Thank
All
you.
I have.
Thank you. Council comments. Councilmember Sharp.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, welcome back to Mayor Beagle, and glad to see you here. It is better than the alternative, as you say.
Yep.
And I wanted to thank DDA for a wonderful block party. We had, I thought it was a huge turnout. I've been to the block party before, but I don't think I ever was there from start to finish, which I had the opportunity to be there the whole time as the MC, and I really enjoyed it. Not just, I didn't go, I thought I would go home and come back, and I didn't. I stayed there the whole time and frequented the vendors that were there, the food trucks, and it was a really well-attended event, and bands were great, so thank you to all those that put that on. And I did want to comment on senior center comments that were made. Very similar to what we heard on August 12th. I noticed on August, Mayor Beagle, I don't think you weren't here on August 12th, so this is the first time directly hearing
I
from
did. I
seniors.
was one of the 4 people who watched that, though.
I'm glad we're getting value for our money on broadcasting it. After the meeting last time on the 12th, I spoke to Deputy Mayor Resnick, and he had indicated he had already started discussions with City Manager Brown on how to improve communications between the senior center and the council or city administration, whatever the case may be. I'm not sure if I haven't heard anything. I don't know if this isn't really a place for that discussion. I'm just supposed to make comments. I'm hoping there is something happening between the senior center constituency leadership. I'm not sure exactly how that. I think there is a leader of the senior center members and communicating with the city. I think that was, we're not going to stand up here and promise everything or nothing or whatever, but we did kind of indicate in our discussion after the the meeting was, when we were in city council comments, that we all generally felt like an improvement in communications was warranted. Not sure if that's happening, but I would like to, after the meeting, talk to one or two of you and see if anything further's happened. But I'll relinquish the floor to Deputy Mayor Resing.
Okay, I did have a dialogue with Mr. Brown, and I'd also, prior to my trip to Turkey, I did happen to run into Jean Korleski at church and asked her if she had yet had a one-to-one dialogue, eye-to-eye, face-to-face with the new senior coordinator, and she said she had not as of yet. And so I just got back from my foreign visit last night late, so I have not made contact with Jean to find out how that went. But again, with any new personnel and any new position, in my 40 years out of my 50-year career, I was in a supervisory management position. You have to give someone a little more than a couple weeks before you can see how you work with them. So hopefully there's enough patience and allowing to work with the new person before you snap to judgment on it. And I hope that it works out good. It's always tough to replace somebody, and Steve and I have those discussions. So more to come on that, I'm sure.
That's good for me. Thank you.
All right, very good. Councilmember Gacho.
Thank you, and also welcome you back.
Thank you.
Hearing some of the senior center comments, I guess I'd be curious to know who like the threats are coming from, because you can have disagreements, but how you talk to people matters as well. So I'm not sure if that's staff members, administration, the new senior coordinator. I don't know. That'd be one thing that I'd want to find out. I agree not to rush a judgment, but if there's a personality issue with something, then that needs to get dealt with, whether it's staff or, because I've heard some other stories and whatnot, and I don't agree with some of what's going on. So hopefully we can get to the bottom of whether it's our staffing issues within the senior center or within the building over there or what have you. But if things need to be addressed or changes need to be made, then we should make those. I did, in terms of the block party feedback, have somebody text me very specifically and say that they love the Mega 80s band and always bring them back. So that's a note for the future. Thank you.
Very good. Councilmember Behrman.
Thank you. I also had the opportunity to go to the block party, and I think I was there basically the whole time because I kept seeing that MC on stage. And Councilmember Sharp did an awesome job as the MC. I obviously had a bunch of children there with me, and it was a good event that they had a good time at, and they were actually, they're like, well, we should do this again. I'm like, well, usually it's rainy and cold, so you guys got lucky. So, but it was a great turnout. With regards to the comments this evening from the senior center, this is the first time I'm hearing that there is continuing issues with the new senior coordinator. I would agree that the new senior coordinator, been on the job for a couple weeks. Some time is probably needed.
It's been a month.
No.
But
Order.
But that being said, if you're literally being told you can't bring your cell phone in, that's not proper. So I'll go on record saying, without even knowing the facts, you guys should not be being told to not bring your phones in. And if you're being told that by somebody, you need to report that out because it's a safety issue. So if you're being told that by the senior coordinator, you need to probably go to the city manager's office because you should not be told you can't bring your cell phones in. But beyond that, the little issues of moving cabinets or things like that, I think you got to work with the coordinator and see if you guys can work some things out. But the safety issue of not having a cell phone, I think that is concerning. Thank you for coming again this evening.
Councilmember O'Day.
Thank you.
I will round out the group with my welcoming you back.
Thank you. I'll take
And
it personal.
maybe. As well as thanks to the DDA and everyone for the block party. I unfortunately was unable to attend due to another commitment that day, but even just driving, trying to get down Wixom Road there, it looked packed, so that's amazing. And then all of the social media follow-up on it looked like it was a fabulous event. So grateful and thankful for that. Again, as well as my colleagues here, I actually was not here at the August 12th meeting where some of these items were brought up. I read the minutes afterward, obviously, and see a large group of you here tonight. I'm surprised, sort of, I suppose. I thought maybe more than one person had planned to speak because it would be interesting to hear differing, I don't want to say opinions because I'm guessing you're all of the same opinion, but concerns, I guess I'll say. And more specifics, I suppose. I don't know what the next steps would be. Obviously, this is just comment time, but I did also feel, clearly you're here, clearly you have a concern that we want to help with, that we want to address, but maybe with a few more specifics. You mentioned the cell phones. When are you, why, when? Is it just in general, you're not allowed to bring them in this, and I know these are rhetorical questions because that portion of the meeting has been closed, but just food for thought as we move forward here. You know, things taken away. Again, I think in order to address the concerns, I personally would like to hear specific issues and then be able to move from there. So that's all I will say to that.
Deputy Mayor Resnick.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. Welcome back. It's good to see you back.
Thank you.
Battle. And, I'm glad to see that everything worked out good and you're back on the mend.
Yep.
Also, again, I just want to reiterate, I did talk to the chair of the senior commission and suggested that she start opening a one-on-one dialogue. I know we're only a month into the replacement coordinator's tenure, but get a one-on-one dialogue so you can funnel up concerns and get constructive, open dialogue going. You know, what I've seen over the last 3 weeks in our country is that the lack of constructive, open dialogue and people listening to opposing views, it's gone in this country. And we need to open that up. And the best thing is eye to eye, face to face. So I suggest funneling those up through one person, get that person to sit eye to eye, face to face with the new director and get some of those things resolved. It sounds like they can be resolved. I mean, as we said, the safety issue of not having cell phones, that's not a good thing. So please continue to work on that and give it a little more time. And we will continue talking as well with administration about some of those issues. A couple other things, mural, I saw that getting underway. I've only been back half a day, but it's good to see that. I drove and walked Manistee Street today. Nice job, Tim, if he's here today. No, he's not, but good job in getting that done in time for the block party. It's a long time coming, and it looks like, for the most part, the drainage issues have been addressed. There is still quite a puddling today, but there's so much silt in the storm drain over on the same side, and I think the silt mesh is still there in place. It wasn't taken away yet. On September 12th, I had a chance to meet with Julie Clark, the Chief Executive Officer of the Travis Area Regional Trail Organization, and we rode together our trail from downtown all the way out to the bridge in Commerce, and she had a lot of great things to say about our malt trail. She liked the trail counter, our little gazebo area set up there with the trail counter and the benches. She really appreciated the job that we did on the mowing throughout, which was good to hear that, and she liked our bench program and things like that. So it was a good exchange of ideas, and some of the things that she had, I shared with John Hensler, our trail coordinator as well. Other interesting thing on my trip this past week to Turkey is I ended up stopping in the town of Sultanhani, which is out in the middle of Turkey on the old Silk Road, the ancient Silk Road, and it's part of one of these caravanserais. A caravanserai was like a Love's or a Buc-ee's out in the middle of the desert during the ancient times when the caravans of camels would come, and they'd stop in this big rectangular fortress, park their camels for the night, go and have a meal or two, and then they could safely travel on the Silk Road to their destination. And he was the mayor of this town, 13,000 residents. We sat and we had a nice chat for about a half hour about issues surrounding communities of our size. His village was 13,100 residents. We're at 17,100. I got some pictures here. I'll be passing on council if you want to take a look at it. But one of his suggestions was sister cities. And I said, you know what was interesting is we looked today at the state of Michigan. A lot of cities do have sister city relationships. We have none. Some have 6, some have 8, some have 1, and very few are with Asian or Eastern cities. So just a thought out there, might be our first one. He suggested it, that maybe we do a memorandum of understanding. A lot of times sister cities have some commonality in terms of commerce or culture, but other times they don't, right? So it's interesting. I'll pass this on to...
That's one of the big issues with the Michigan Association of Mayors, is they're really encouraging cities to get sister cities now, so.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I'll pass this along, and we can have a discussion for it afterwards. Let's see, what else? I think that's it. Looking forward to the fall events, and we'll continue the dialogue again regarding the Seniors Commission. Thank you.
You're welcome. I was at the block party for a little bit this weekend, and I thought it was very well attended, very well organized. It was huge. All the vendors were happy, so kudos to the DDA for another great event. And it's very, very great to be back tonight. I want to thank everybody who filled in for me during my absence, and I want to give a huge shout out to the Wixom Fire Department. I always said, you know, I thought we had the best trained firefighters and paramedics and EMTs that you could have, and unfortunately I found out firsthand, and they are great, and I'm grateful to them. So with that, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Excuse me, can I request a call to the public for the third time? It's very uncomfortable to come up and speak here, but I think everybody would like to say something, but they're shy. I'll be happy to come up.
That's during the second call to the public. We've already made a motion to adjourn. So with that, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.